Good evening. In this today videos lecture, we can see another example of linear model. That is nothing but the Fourier analysis. Okay, another example of linear model. So many examples is the last in the last class we had discussed something one example, that is curve fitting example. This example we can treat it as a Fourier analysis. Okay. So in this example, we show that a Fourier analysis is really just an estimation of the linear model parameter. Okay, that is, if the Fourier analysis is just an estimation of linear model. Okay, Fourier analysis is just an estimation of the linear model. That is the things that is we have been going to discuss here. We will take the observation. We will come across the procedure what we have adopted in the linear model. That is, we have to calculate I of theta as well as the covariance matrix, covariance C of theta cap. Before that, we have to find out the theta cap. Okay, that equation and all those things I have been discussed in the previous class. So let me proceed with this Fourier analysis. Okay. One minute. Okay, Fourier analysis. I think it is clear for you because I have written in the smaller, the font is very small because so many equations is coming here. That is why I have made the font to nearly 10 of 12. Okay. So I will consider the model consisting of sinusoids with the white Gaussian noise. Consider a data model consisting of sinusoids in white Gaussian noise. And the observation is given by x of n is that the sigma k equal to 1 to n ak cos 2 pi by n kn plus sigma k equal to 1 to m bk sin 2 pi n kn plus w of n equal to 0 1 to up to n minus 1, where w of n is a white Gaussian noise. Okay. So the frequency here we are assumed to be harmonically related or multiples of fundamental frequency f1, which is nothing but 1 by n, as fk is nothing but k by n. I can write f1 is nothing but 1 by n, or fk I can write as k by n. In general, I can write f suffix small k is nothing but 1 by n, or f of 1 of f suffix 1 is nothing but 1 by n. That is the frequency or multiples of fundamental frequency. The frequency are multiples of fundamental frequency f1 equal to 1 by n, or fk equal to k by n, and the amplitudes are ak for cosine terms and bk for the sine terms. That amplitude are to be estimated, and that is nothing but our theta. Okay, true value of the theta, that is theta cap. Theta, and that we have to calculate, that is nothing but the ak and bk. The amplitude ak and bk are to be estimated. Ak for the cosine terms and bk for the sine terms are to be estimated. So you know what is what is theta. Theta will be a1 a2 etc am b1 p2 etc bm transpose. I think it is clear for now. So the what we have to identify is the parameter theta, and that parameter theta is nothing but our amplitudes ak for cosine terms and bk for the sine terms, and that we can represent in the form of theta, which is nothing but a1 a2 etc am b1, that is in the, it is nothing but a single row matrix, or a single row matrix, that is a1 a2 etc am b1 b2 etc bm transpose. Okay, or a single column matrix, that is a1 a2 etc am b1 b2 etc b1 b2 etc bm. In that case there is no transpose. Okay, I think it is clear for you. So here the amplitude are ak and bk, that has to be estimated. For in order to finding the amplitude ak and bk, we have to calculate the theta, because theta is nothing but in theta is nothing but the parameter that has to be estimated, and theta contains the amplitude ak for cosine terms and bk for the sine terms. It is clear for you. Okay, so this I can write we have x of n. In general, I can write this x of n is equal to a1 cos 2 pi by n 1 into n plus a2 cos 2 pi by n 2 into n plus a3 cos 2 pi by n 3 into n. I think it's clear. Plus etc am cos 2 pi by n m into n plus b1 sin 2 pi by n 1 into n plus b2 sin 2 pi by n 2 into n plus b3 sin 2 pi by n 3 into n plus etc bm sin 2 pi by n m into n plus w of n. I think it is clear for you. Now I will take similar, that is x of 0, because n equal to 0 1 to 1 etc n minus 1. So I will take x of 0, x of 1, x of 2 etc x of n minus 1. So first term is nothing but x of 0. If I am taking x of 0, then cos 0 is nothing but what? Cos 0 will be 1, so it will be a1. Cos 0 a plus a2 plus a3 etc am. All other terms will be 0. Why? Because the sine 0 is 0 and w of 0 will be that. Okay, so I will take x of 0, sorry, x of 0, I can write it as a1 because cos 0 is 0, sorry 1, cos 0 is 1, a2 a3 plus etc am. All other terms will be 0 plus w0 because sine 0 is 0. Okay, now I will just consider for a x of 1, it will be a1 cos 2 pi by n 1 into 1 plus a2 cos 2 pi by n 2 into 1 plus a3 cos 2 pi by n 3 into 1 plus etc am cos 2 pi by n 3 into 1 plus etc am 2 pi by n m into 1 plus b1 sin 2 pi by n 1 into 1 plus b2 sin 2 pi by n 2 into 1 plus b3 sin 2 pi by n 3 into 1 plus etc bm sin 2 pi by n m into 1 plus w of 1. So one more case I will take, that is x of 2. In the similar case, a1 cos 2 pi by n 1 into 2, a2 cos 2 pi by n 2 into 2. Here only n is changing, okay, not k. 2 pi a3 cos 2 pi by n 3 into 2 plus etc am cos 2 pi by n m into 2 plus b1 sin 2 pi by n 1 into 2 plus b2 sin 2 pi by n 2 into 2 plus b3 sin 2 pi by n 3 into 2 plus bm etc plus bm sin 2 pi by m into 3 and 2 pi by n m into 2 plus w2. Now this goes on up to n minus 1. So this will be continue till I will take it as up to x of n minus 1, last term x of n minus 1. Okay, x of n minus 1, sorry, the last term is also coming at the same time, that is a1, it changes to a1 cos 2 pi by n 1 into n minus 1 plus a2 cos 2 pi by n 1 in 2 into n minus 1 plus a3 cos 2 pi by n 3 into n minus 1 etc etc am cos 2 pi by n m into n minus 1 plus b1 sin 2 pi by n 1 into n minus 1 1 into n minus 1 plus b2 sin 2 pi by n 2 into n minus 1. Anyway, other things are given, plus b3 sin 2 pi by n 3 into n minus 1 etc etc bm sin 2 pi by n m into n minus 1 plus w of n minus 1. Okay, so you got x of 0, you got the coefficient a1 a2, that is nothing but theta. Okay, you got h terms, you got w of 0, w of 0, w of 1, w of 2, etc. So this can be represented in the form of the general linear model, that is x, vector x is nothing but h theta plus w. Okay, vector x is nothing but h theta plus w. So the constant term I can take the terms, the constant terms is nothing but, sorry, the amplitude of cosines and sine is nothing but a1 a2 a3 for cosine term, b1 b2 b3 for sine terms, or it will goes to a1 a2 a3 etc am for cosine terms and b1 b2 b3 etc bm for sine terms. Okay, so that terms are nothing but our theta. So other things is nothing but h and x of 0, h you know, theta you know, w 0. So this can be represent the, this equation can be represented in the form of a linear model, that is in the form of matrix. I will write this as, the above equation can be written in matrix form as x of 0, x of 1, x of 2 etc etc x of n minus 1, which is nothing but n cross 1 matrix. Just write that n cross 1 matrix. Okay, because I have not indicated that x of 0, x of 1, x of 2 etc x of n minus 1 is nothing but n cross 1 matrix. Then this is nothing but x is nothing but h theta plus w. So this term is nothing but h 1 cos 2 pi n into 1 into 1 cos 2 pi n into 1 into 2. Just take all the other than the coefficient, other than the amplitude, I am representing here. Okay, etc etc it will goes to 1 cos 2 pi n into m into 1 cos 2 pi m by n into m into 2 etc etc cos 2 pi m by n into m into n minus 1, like that. Okay, m into 1, m into 2 etc etc it will comes to m into n minus 1. Okay, now sine terms, the first row, it represents the 1 1 1, that is a1 a2 etc am. Then for cosine terms that will be 0 0 0 0, that you have been indicated, it's wrong, that is x of 0, that is a1 a2 a3 plus an plus 0 0 0, like that. Okay, so 0 0 0 is for sine terms and a1 a2 e3 is nothing but for cosine terms. That a1 a2 a3 is nothing, I can represent in the form of theta. Okay, so if I take in a1 a2 a3 in theta matrix, there it will be, you will have only 1 1 1 1. Okay, that is being represented the first session. 0 sin 2 pi n m into 1 m into 2 etc etc. The last term will be cos 2 pi by n 1 into n minus 1 cos 2 pi by n 2 into n minus 1 etc etc cos 2 pi by n m into n minus 1 then sin 2 pi by n 1 into n minus 1 sin 2 pi by n 2 into n minus 1 and last term is sine 2 pi by n m into n. So this is nothing but n cross 2m matrix. Just represent that one. First term is nothing but n cross 1 matrix. The second term is nothing but n cross 2m. That is nothing but h is nothing but n cross 2m. Represent that one. Okay, n cross 2m. I have not indicated here. Okay, just indicate that n cross 2m matrix. So a1, a2, am, etc. am, b1, b2, etc. bm. This is nothing but theta. So this is nothing but m cross 1 matrix. Okay, or n cross 1 matrix. And w0, w1, w2, etc. etc. w of n minus n. This is the white quotient noise that is given as n cross n cross 1 matrix. Okay, so this is of the form x is nothing but h of theta plus w. This is of the form h of x is nothing but h of theta plus w. So here the h, the capital H, which is nothing but the big matrix consisting of 1, 0, sines, cosine terms as well as sine term. Okay, that has the dimension n cross 2m, where 2 I can represent it 2m as p, or p equal to 2m. So it becomes h has n cross p matrix. H has a dimension of n cross p matrix since p is nothing but 2m. For h to satisfy, hence for h to satisfy, n should be always greater than p. That you should keep in mind. That is, it has got h has a matrix of n, capital N cross 2m, where I can represent 2m equal to p, small p. Okay, so the h has a dimension of capital N cross p, and h, in order to satisfy this h, n should be always greater than p. Okay, so we require m should be less than n by 2. M should be less than n by 2. Just write on the top. Okay. So in order to determine the MVU estimator, we have to simplify the computation by noting the columns of H are capital H are orthogonal. That means we are considering that the capital H are orthogonal. In order to consider the capital H to be orthogonal, this condition has to be satisfied. That is, n cross H has a dimension of n cross 2m. I can represent as 2m equal to p. So that is nothing but n cross p, and always in order to satisfy H to be orthogonal, always n should be greater than p, and we require m should less than n by 2, capital N by 2. Okay, I think it's clear for you. Okay. So that I can write it as, here we have p equal to 2m. Just write H has a dimension of n cross 2m. We has p equal to 2m. That is, n should be greater than p, implies that n should be greater than 2m. The estimate for theta is given by the equation. I think you know estimate for theta, that is in the linear model. What we have calculated, what we have find it out in the linear model, that is theta, as vector theta cap, that is given by H transpose H whole inverse into H transpose into X. Theta cap is nothing but H transpose H inverse into H transpose into X. I think it's clear. So now the computation will be simple for you. Okay, so this computation is simplified by noting the columns of H are orthogonal. Noting that columns of H are orthogonal, that I told you. Okay, so I can represent it, let H be represent the form capital H. I can represent it as a row matrix H1, H2, etc., etc., Hm, small hm, small h1, small h2, etc., etc., small hm, vector hm. Okay, that is capital H. I can represent in the form of, let H be represented in the column form. Better to write in the column form only. Capital H can be represented as H equal to H1, H2, etc., etc., Hm, H1, H2, etc., etc., H of to M, then Hi transpose Hj should be equal to 0 for I not equal to j. So that you have to keep in mind. Okay. Capital H should be H1, H2, etc. H2M. Okay. H is nothing but the matrix that I can represent as H1, H2, etc. H2M. And Hi transpose into Hj should be equal to 0 for I not equal to j. Okay. You can see the next condition. So I can represent it H transpose into H already you know, H1, H2, etc. H2M. Now I can write it as H transpose into H, that is nothing but H transpose into H is nothing but H1 transpose, H2 transpose, etc. H2M transpose into H is nothing but H1, H2, etc. H2M. So just multiply this one, the matrix multiplication. That gives you H1 transpose H1, H1 transpose H2, etc. H1 transpose H2M. Similarly, H2 transpose H1, H2 transpose H2, etc. H2 transpose H2M, etc. H2M transpose H1, H2M transpose H2, etc. H2M transpose H2M. So just do the matrix multiplication. H1 transpose H1, H1 transpose H1, H1 transpose H2 transpose H1, etc. H1 transpose H2, H2 transpose H2, etc. Then H1 transpose H2M, H1 transpose H2M, H1 transpose H2 transpose H2M, etc. H2M transpose H1, H2M transpose H2, etc. H2M transpose H2M. Okay, now we should know what is this H1 transpose H1, H1 transpose H2, etc. and all this. That is nothing but what we have taken from that big matrix, that is consisting of one zeros, cosine terms as well as the sine terms. Okay, so this can be simply written in the form of n by 2 0 0 0 0 n by 2 0 0 0 0 0 n by 2. That can be, if I taken n by 2 outside, it can be it will be in the form of n by 2 into 1 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 0 0 0 1 etc. 0 0 1. That is n by 2 into I. That is an identity matrix. So this H1 transpose H1 or H1 transpose H2 or H1 transpose H2M, similarly H2 transpose H1, H2 transpose H2 or H2 transpose H2M can be obtained from where? From the general matrix. So that follows the a DFT relationship. That relationship I am directly writing here. Just take the relationship. That is I can write it as how this is getting is based upon the DFT relationship. Okay, n by 2 0 0 0 0 n by 2 0 0 etc 0 0 0 n by 2. Okay, so that in general I can write, if I take an n by 2 outside, n by 2 into in into cos 2 pi by n jn. It will be equal to n by 2 into delta ij. Okay, if you see that matrix, it will be in the form of like this. If you multiply that H transpose, H already you know, H1, H2, that term is nothing but cos cosine terms as well as sine terms, that is H transpose. H will be again cosine terms as well as the sine terms. So if you multiply H transpose into H, you will get n by 2. So that is nothing but the DFT relationship, that is sigma n equal to 0 to n minus cos 2 pi by n in into cos 2 pi by n jn will be equal to n by 2 delta ij. Similarly, sigma n equal to 0 to n minus 1 sin 2 pi by n in into sin 2 pi by n jn, again that will be equal to n by 2 delta ij, but the terms which consist of sine and cosine terms will be equal to 0. Okay, sigma n equal to 0 to n minus 1 cos 2 pi, sorry, sin 2 pi n into I into n sin 2 pi by n into j into n will be equal to n by 2 delta ij, but the term that consists of cosine terms as well as sine terms, that is sigma n equal to 0 to n minus 1 cos 2 pi n in into sin 2 pi n jn will be equal to 0 for all j, sorry, for all I comma j. Okay, so you get H transpose into H. Now you can able to calculate the theta cap. Okay, if you just study this DFT relationship, this we will obtain, this n by 2 into delta ij, that we will obtain if you multiply that H is nothing but H1, H2, etc., H2m. Similarly, that H transpose into H, that cosine term and sine term, if you multiply, you will get n by 2. Cos term and sine term will be the combining cos terms, combining sine term, combining cos and sine terms. That way it will be made 0. Other terms will be, you will have n by 2. Okay, based upon that you will get H transpose into H is nothing but n by 2 into I. I think it is clear. Okay, that step I have not written here, that is multiplication of H transpose into H, that you can do manually. Okay, so now we have the formula for theta cap, that is nothing but matrix theta, vector theta cap, that is nothing but H transpose H inverse H transpose into X. You have theta cap. Now I know what is H transpose into H, that is nothing but n by 2 into I. Okay, theta cap, it is theta cap. Okay, vector theta cap is the, that is slightly missing here, just take down correctly. Okay, H transpose H inverse H transpose into X. So now I know what is H transpose into H, that is nothing but n by 2 into I inverse H transpose into X. Right, n by 2 into I inverse H transpose into S. So inverse it becomes 2 by ni H transpose into X. 2 by ni H transpose into X. H transpose I can write H1 transpose, H2 transpose, etc., H2m transpose into X. 2 by n into H1 transpose, H transpose into X, I can write. I can even if you multiply with the I with H transpose, you will get only that H transpose only. Okay, so that I can write it as 2 by n H1 transpose, H2 transpose, etc., H2m transpose into X. That I can write 2 by n H1 transpose X, H2 transpose X, etc., H2m transpose X. So I will write only one term that consisting of H1 transpose X. Okay, similarly you have H2 transpose X, H2m transpose X. So I will just give H1 transpose X in general. H1 transpose X I can write it as 1 is nothing but matrix 1 cos 2 pi n by n and top 2 pi by n 1 into 1, cos 2 pi by n 1 into 2, cos 2 pi by n 1 into 3, etc., cos 2 pi by n 1 into n minus 1, etc., cos 2 pi by n 1 into n minus 1. Similarly you will have H2 transpose X into X0, X1, X2, etc., X of n minus 1. Okay, that is H1 transpose X. Okay, so that H1 transpose X in general I can write as sigma n equal to 0 to n minus 1 X of n into cos 2 pi by n 1 into n. h1 transpose into x can be written as sigma n equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of n cos 2 pi by n 1 into n. So you know what is theta cap? That is nothing but from the linear model g of x. Theta cap is nothing but I of theta into g of x minus theta is not. That is nothing but h transpose into h inverse into h transpose into x. So from that we can able to calculate a1, ak, bk. So theta cap is nothing but your coefficient of your amplitudes of amplitude, that is a1, a2, etc. am, b1, b2, etc. bm. That is for the a1, a2 are the amplitudes for the cosine terms, and b1, b2 are the amplitudes for the sine terms. Okay, so if you know the theta, it is nothing but your the parameter that you have to be estimated, that is a1, a2, b1, b2, etc. bm. Okay, that is a1, ak and bk. In general I can write it as ak and bk. So I can write a1 cap is nothing but 2 by n sigma n equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of n, because 2 by n how we are getting, because h1 transpose x. Okay, sigma n equal to 0 to n minus 1 x cos 2 pi 1 into n. Similarly, in general I can write as ak cap equal to 2 by n sigma n equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of n cos 2 pi by n 1 into n, sorry, k into n. Similarly, bk cap is nothing but 2 by n sigma n equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of n into sine 2 pi n into k into n, where k equal to 1 to etc. m. So these are recognized as a DFT coefficient. These are represented as DFT coefficient. From the from the properties of what you called as from the properties of linear model, expectation of cap should be equal to ak, and expectation of bk cap should be equal to bk. From the properties of linear model, you can write expectation of k cap should be equal to ak. This cap, okay, only one half of the cap is being shown here, I don't know, and expectation of bk cap should be equal to bk. Just write properly, okay, cap. And I had to find the covariance also. So covariance matrix will be covariance of theta cap should be equal to sigma square h transpose h the whole inverse. Okay, that is covariance of, that is capital C of theta cap is nothing but sigma square h transpose into h the whole inverse. So h transpose into h already you know, it is nothing but n by 2 into I, sigma square n by 2 into I inverse, which I can write it as 2 by n sigma square into I. That is nothing but our covariance. So since the covariance matrix is diagonal, the amplitude estimates are independent. Okay, that also you will just write on. Since the that is theta cap is a Gaussian, okay, and the covariance matrix is diagonal. So the amplitude estimates are independent. Estimates are independent in case of Fourier analysis. Okay. This is one of the example of linear model, that is Fourier analysis. It is very important, as especially for the examination point of view. And as I told you, how you just take one assignment for that one, how you are getting the in order to prove in that is sigma n equal to 0 to n minus 1 cos 2 pi n kn into cos 2 pi by n ln k or something ln should be equal to n by 2 into delta kl. So you just do that assignment by yourself. Okay, I told you the that one, that is nothing but the DFT relationship for ij. Here it is DFT relationship for KL. I just writing as this as KL. Okay, So prove that for k comma l 1 comma 2 etc m less than n by 2 sigma n equal to 0 to n minus 1 cos 2 pi by n kn cos 2 pi by n ln equal to n by 2 delta kl by using the trigonometry identity, that is cos omega 1 cos omega 2 is equal to 1 by 2 cos omega 1 plus omega 2 plus 1 by 2 into cos omega 1 minus omega 2, and noting that sigma n equal to 0 to n minus 1 cos alpha n real part of sigma n equal to 0 to n minus 1 exponential of j alpha into n. Okay, we have to take that real part. Anyway, this is a small assignment, that is a part of the things what we have taken directly, that is the DFT equation, DFT relationship. You try to work out this assignment. Okay, how we are taking that one, that is how we are getting n by 2 into delta k, a small assignment for you. I think this is nothing but the two example I have shown for the linear model. One is the curve fitting, another one is the Fourier analysis. Both are very important for the examination point of view, especially this Fourier analysis is very important. In the next video lecture, we can approach, or we can come across the extension of this linear model. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Thank you.